Alright, yeah, I've been working on the old Ford here last few days and everything. Got the whole roof done, and this last past week I've been doing the body work on the hood here, and it's raining out. This is the remnants of that tropical storm Zeta or whatever. So we're supposed to be getting about I guess 3 or 4 inches of rain today. So we can't work on that. Matter of fact, we knew it was coming, and you see the old taco there. I loaded the taco up because me and Mike have a show this weekend. First one of the year, and we're going to travel all the way down to Maryland. So it's funny, you know, with the rain on this, I could actually see how well the bodywork is, and the body lines. You know, they were pretty bad. A big dent in there, and the front of the hood here was rotted out and everything. I had to put metal in there and do some body work, so I'm happy with that. Body work looks good with the water on there, but can't do nothing out here now. I was even going to work on a Maytag a little bit, paint that, but can't do that with the rain. So let's go inside and I'll show you what I decided to work on. Yeah, I think I'm going to work on this coil winder we made, and here's a bracket or a jig or whatever you want to call it that Mike actually made when he rewound a coil on an F for me one time. And this here's a coil on an F, and this is our bad coil. This is the one we want to rewind. And if you look at them, you know, at a quick glance, they almost look identical, and they can be switched from one engine to another, but they are a little different. And like I say, this jig was designed and made for an FH. And the difference is the F is a little thicker here. That's like 11/16, and this one's a little thinner. That's about 9/16. And the mounting holes and bolts and stuff are in a different place. On the F or the FH here, they had 4 mounting bolts. You know, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then these holes in the middle were studs to line this up. You know, it would mount on the studs, and then you just bolt it in. And on the Y, Briggs decided to do something different. They actually took the holes that were the mounting holes on the F, and they used them as the rivets. They riveted together here, and just used 2 bolts to hold it on. And then rivets also line it up. You know, they look like they're line-up studs on the one side, you know, because they're not beat down. So we have to modify this a little bit. And I checked with Mike, and I told him what we need to do, and he was okay with it. He says, do whatever I have to do. And looks like when Mike made this, he put it on a long rod because we were using a lathe, and held that in the chucks. And it looks like he just has it splined and pressed in here. So or I don't know if he splined this or just had a piece of stock laying around with them splines on there, but we're going to take that out, and I'm going to take these jaws off, and that's I forgot what size that was, maybe a 1/2 inch 20 thread or something like that. And I'm going to take this piece of stock out, drill that out and tap it so we can actually mount this directly to this. That'll bring our coil in about 2.5 inches, you know, make it a little more stable. So let me put you on a tripod, and I'll show you a few other things we have to do to it. Alright, yeah, Mike had designed this so that this would fit in here. I don't know if you see it, got 2 holes here, a big one and a small one. And then inside here, I'll try and stay in frame because you guys are over my shoulder. And I'll try and speak a little louder so you can hear me. And he has these 2 grooves milled in here, or actually four grooves milled in. And the 4 grooves are, you got the 2 little rivets here. And that's just so that would fit in there. This don't fit in there because it'll fit in. It'll just barely fit in there, but this must have been rubbing up against the magneto, and it flared out a little bit. So I'll just put it on top here so you can see it. So the big hole would actually be a through bolt, and then this other one up here would be a through bolt, and it would squeeze that in there. And if you can see, that shaft lines up in there, and the thing would spin pretty good. So what I'm thinking to do is this rivet and stud here. I think I can grind that down enough that it won't damage this coil here. And if I have to, maybe just touch the top of that rivet, and that'll actually fit in there, because like I say, this, where you at over here? Here you go. This is a lot thinner. So I think if I do that, I won't have to make any extra grooves, and we can still use the same bolt hole here. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a couple through holes and tap both of them. That way we could actually center this if we have to, you know, put set screws in there, and it will hold that straight. So alright, that's the plan. We're going to knock this shaft out first and drill that to a 1/2 inch and tap it. So alright, we'll see you over the vise. Alright, just going to sit this in a vise, not going to tighten it down or anything, and get a drift. I got a drift. I got to turn it that way. I leave it like this. You got a drift the same size as the piece of stock. So, looks like it's moving. Let me see. Yeah, it's moving. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, it's moving. Make sure my drift isn't too big. Okay, yeah, it's coming out. You must have pressed that in. Well, I'll tell you, did a nice job putting that in there. That wasn't going to fall out. Okay. Alright, now we're just going to drill that out to, I don't know what size, but going to be for a 1/2 inch thread. Alright, we'll see you over the drill press. Alright, yeah, for that 1/2 hole there, that tap calls for a 29/64. You know, and some of you guys wondering, well, how do you find out, you know, what size drill and stuff for the taps? Most of your good tap sets, you know, this is an older Craftsman, but it's pretty good. And they'll have a sort of a gauge or instructions here. Just going to light that up for you. And that'll tell you exactly, you know, like right here is 1/2 inch 20. It tells you 29/64, and also gives you a decimal. But on a lot of the taps, like this one here, it actually tells you right on there. Let's see if I can find it. I'm going to turn the light out. Here we go. See there, it actually tells you use drill 29/64. And if all else fails, I guess you could research it on the internet and it'll tell you. But that's how that works. Alright, let's go back to the drill press. Alright, let's give this a try. Whoa, hold that, bro. There we go. Deeper than I thought. I know, I should have clamped it down. No worries. Alright, I clamped that down, and we're pretty centered there. Now we'll just take this bit out of the way, and then I put a bit in upside down because it's the exact diameter of this, and that'll hold me pretty square. That'll just get us started anyway. I usually use Tap Magic. That's good stuff. It says for all metals. But I have this this A9 stuff here, and it's specially made. It's for aluminium. So we'll go with that. Let me get that out of your way. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if you see, but I'm over here. I'm putting pressure on. I can hear it cutting. It's cutting good. Back up every turn. That'll break your chips, clear your chips out of the way. Feels like it's cutting good. Cutting really easy. I'm using one hand. Once we get it started, and I think we're pretty well in there, then we can give it a little more juice. Alright. Yeah, I'm not saying this is how it should be done, but this is how we do it. I'm sure everybody else got different ways of doing stuff. Cutting through that like butter. Yeah, we're just coming through the bottom, so we'll just keep going. I thought it was coming through the bottom, but it's not. They were just chips. Wipe my hands off here. Yeah, they were just chips popping through the bottom. We're still cutting. Should be through now. Yeah. Right. Let me get your get that drill out of your way. Yeah, there are all your chips in there. Alright, yeah, it looks pretty good from here. Let me blow that out and we should be good. Alright, we wipe this down here. Got all that fluid off. As a matter of fact, I'll put a link in the description for you guys for this stuff. I don't know if I can find it, but if I can't find that, we'll put a link for Tap Magic. Good stuff. Alright, like I say, I wiped all this off. Now, blow it down. Don't ever use air cleaning stuff out. everybody says that, but every machine shop I was ever in always has air hooked up right at every machine. So, alright, let's deburr this. Am I in frame there? Yeah. Alright. That won't fit in there, so we'll just deburr that with a regular drill. 1/2-inch drill. Alright. Feels good. Feels good. Alright, let's give it a try. Let's test fit it. You guys in frame there? There you go. Alright, there you go. That fits nice. Alright, let me, you know what to do now? We'll grind down this rivet or his locating pin, just one locating pin, and see what we got. Alright, let me see how much I have to grind off here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but looks like maybe I gotta take off just about 1/8 of an inch or so, maybe a little more. Alright, let me do that. I won't put you through the agony of watching that, so I'll turn you back on when we finish. Alright, I had a little change of plan here. Instead of grinding off that locating pin, I think I just modified the jig a little bit more because it would be this hole here, and it wouldn't compromise this jig for using it as a FH jig anymore. So I think what I'll do is, and I can do it with a drill instead of a mill, I think I'll just drill a hole to go into there, and that'll accept that. So let's try that. Got a stone frame? There you go. There you go. That looks pretty close. Well, it makes a nice little dent there. Aluminum. Alright. A couple guys asked about this this punch I use. It's a Rennsteig, made in Germany. And there's the model number there, if you can see it. So not too much glare. There we go. Alright, I'll put a link in the description for this too, because like I say, a few guys asked about that. It's pretty pricey. I paid $50 for that, but I was able to find a one for $25, same one. So, what are you going to do, right? Alright, let me drill this out. See what we can do. Alright, it worked out well. And I think I was going to drill another hole and put a couple screws in there, but I think what I'm going to do is just use this hole that's here. And that's about the size of that's about number 7 or so. And that's what you need for a 1/4-inch tap. So I'm just gonna put threads in that, and we'll use a 1/4-28 Allen screw or a cap screw or something. And I say 1/4-20, 1/4-28. My bad. All right, and down here, I just put 2 washers on the inside there, and that centers up pretty good. I didn't clamp up on it, but it should work out well. All right, let me tap these holes and see what it looks like. Alright, tap them holes there, and they came out good. Now I just got to deburr them. And there we go. It's a nice tool too for you guys that do a lot of metal work. I think it's designed mostly for brake lines and stuff. You know, when you cut a brake line, you do that. You ream it out, not ream it out, but just deburr it. And then the back here actually has a cutter. But what I use it for is, you know, little stuff like this. And then if you cut a bolt, you could actually stick this on there and round off the edges there. So it's pretty nice. I'll leave a link. It's only like $20, $25 I think. So, and then look, even still in frame, you could actually retract the bit there and put it in your pocket. But I usually leave it out, throw it in the drawer. So, alright, yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, you gotta keep looking back, see if you're in the frame. Alright, I'm going to go with set screws, Allen screws, because that's what I got right now. Grub screws, whatever you want to call them. Still in frame. It's the long side here. Okay. And put this together and we'll see what it looks like. Alright. I got a power supply up, I didn't hook it up yet. But it's worked out pretty well. That them screws and everything got this in there and as tight as can be. So we're happy with that. Let's take it for a test flight. I'll try to stay out of your way, sorry about that. Okay, doesn't really have to be on too tight. Get my jumper cables here. We're all plugged in. Got to make sure our positive and negative are right, or else it'll mess up my clicker here. Alright, I don't mean to get in your way there, but alright, let me get the wires out of the way. Let's see what it looks like. Turn this off, turn that on, turn this up. Alright, there it goes. Let's see what we got here. We got 5 volts. Well, looks like a pretty good speed there. Right around 6-7 volts. But it's working pretty good. I mean, it's not perfectly straight, but it doesn't have to be. You know? You're just going to be running wire along there. Gotta watch you don't get caught on one of these hooks here. Tear you up. It's going to tear you up. Careful, Road King. And then when I get better at it, then we'll be kicking ass. Look at that. Alright. So we're good. The next time you see us, we'll probably be, Mike is probably going to start this and show me how to do it, because he's done them a couple different times, so he's got ways and he's been successful at it, so I'm going to have to watch him. Alright, yeah, before I go, I want to thank a few people. Alright, hang on, let me get a box. Let me clear the table off. Alright, first I want to thank Mike for lending me this this jig here and letting me modify it to fit this. Because he saved me a whole lot of time from having to make that from scratch. So, thanks, buddy. Alright, another guy I want to thank here is one of my longtime subscribers and a frequent commenter and everything. He goes by Crazy2000. And he sent me these oilers. You guys still in frame here? It started out, he wanted to send me these oilers, and these are pretty cool. These have never been used. You know, they got the sight glass and little flip top so you can fill them with oil and stuff, and 1/8 inch pipe thread on the bottom. And we could definitely use them. I already got a project in mind for them. So it started out with that. He said he wanted to send these to me, and then when we looked in the box was kind of empty. So then he found some more stuff to send, like an oil can, a nice oil can too. Michael liked that. Mike likes oil cans. So then another thing here is a wrench. He said it was a Model T wrench. I'm not sure about that. They might have been used on them and stuff, but it's for like square nuts, you know. See the way the nut fits right in there, the star. Pretty cool. And here's a different size here. And then even these here, you know, the hex wrenches. Each size is two different. You know, this size is smaller than that size, but it's pretty cool. It's made in America, her brand. They call it the wrench is a number 194. Very cool. Here's something here I've never had them and never used them. You know, they're hose clamp pliers, or some people call them water pump pliers, and they're from the Diamond Company. I think it was a Diamond Horseshoe Company one time. They used to make horseshoes. But, you know, whenever I do, most of the time I worked on Volkswagens in my younger days, so we never had to deal with too many hose clamps or anything. But these here actually grab this type of hose clamp, and then you put that thing down there, and that'll lock it in place so it won't jump out and hit you in the face like if you have a regular pair. And you can grab it from the side, or you can grab it from the front here. and it gives you a positive grip on that. Very cool. Something I should have had and never did. What else I got in here? He sent this egg beater drill for little tiny drill bits and stuff. It looks and works fine. It's got a little break on the edge here. If you wanted to, you could probably fix that with epoxy, but to me that gives a character. It shows that it was used. That's cool. What we got? Oh yeah, a bunch of hose clamps here. We'll definitely use them. So anyway, like I said, he originally wanted to send this, and then the box looked empty, so he started filling it, then the box was too small. So then he had to get a bigger box. This isn't the box it came in, it was actually bigger than this. And he had to go out and buy a box. And then here's some screw grab. That's like a compound. You know, if you can't grab a screw, you put that stuff in there and it'll grab it. But anyway, I appreciate that. I appreciate everything anybody sends, you know, because the time it takes and the expense they go through and, you know, the aggravation just to go to the post office anymore. So I appreciate this, Richie, whatever your name is. And we'll use that. We'll definitely use that stuff. Alright, let me take this video in there and process and get it up for you for the weekend, because I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be at a show. So, alright, I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you didn't find that one too boring, and maybe somebody found that a little interesting. So, alright, enough of this. We'll see you when we get back from the show.